Let's go back in time to ancient Egypt. I want you to picture an old man on his deathbed. His name is Jacob, and his entire family is gathered around him. But this is no quiet, somber farewell. The words spoken in this room are about to forge the very destiny of a nation.
See, these aren't just any sons. These are the 12 men who will become the heads of the 12 tribes of Israel. So what their father is about to say, well, it's more than just a last wish. These are powerful, prophetic declarations that are going to define each tribe for centuries. You can just feel the tension in the room.
So the big question hanging over everything is, what's he going to say? As he looks at each of his sons, will he give them a blessing for a bright future? Or are his final words going to be a judgment for things they did long ago? Let's dive in and find out.
Now, before Jacob addresses all 12 sons together, there's a smaller, more private meeting that happens first. And right here, we get the first clue that things are not going to go according to tradition. No, this is all about a divine plan.
Joseph, who's a pretty big deal in Egypt at this point, brings his 2 sons to his dying father. It's a really touching moment. Jacob's eyesight is almost gone, so he asks to feel the boys, to pull them in close, so he can pass on the family blessing.
So Joseph, doing everything by the book, he carefully arranges his sons. The firstborn, Manasseh, goes to Jacob's right for the main blessing. But then, Jacob does something completely unexpected. Guided by something other than sight, he deliberately crosses his arms and places his right hand, the hand of the greater blessing, on the younger son, Ephraim. Joseph is totally confused and he tries to correct him, saying, No, Dad, this one is the firstborn.
But Jacob's response is so firm, he won't move his hands. He just says, I know, my son, I know. This was no mistake. This was intentional. He then prophesies that, Manasseh will be great, but the younger boy, Ephraim, his descendants will be even greater, a multitude of nations. It's this stunning moment where you realize a divine plan is literally turning the human order of things upside down.
All right, now for the main event. All 12 sons are gathered, and Jacob begins to speak to each one. He starts right at the top with his oldest. But, what he says next is not exactly what you'd expect for a typical deathbed blessing.
For his first 3 sons, Jacob's words are a flat-out reckoning. He starts with Reuben, the firstborn, who should have had it all. But Jacob calls him out for his past sin, for sleeping with his father's concubine, an unbelievable betrayal, and for that, his birthright stripped away. Then Jacob turns his attention to Simeon and Levi. He brings up their brutal, violent rampage at Shechem, an act of vengeance that shamed the whole family. He curses their wild anger and declares that their descendants will be scattered among the other tribes, never having a land of their own. It is a powerful reminder that their past has consequences for their future.
Okay, so after that heavy start, the tone just completely shifts. Jacob now turns to 2 sons who represent the entire future of the nation, its leadership, and its prosperity. We're talking about Judah and Joseph.
The prophecies for Judah and Joseph lay out 2 very different but crucial destinies. For Judah, Jacob uses the image of a lion, a symbol of strength, of power, of royalty. Judah is destined to be the leader, the tribe of kings. But for Joseph, the imagery is all about abundance, a fruitful vine just overflowing with life. He's the provider. Together, they form the 2 pillars of the nation to come, strong leadership and incredible provision. And listen, this prophecy for Judah, it is huge. The scepter is the symbol of kingship. Jacob is declaring that the right to rule will belong to the tribe of Judah. He's establishing the royal family line that will eventually lead to Israel's greatest kings. It's a prophecy with a 1,000-year echo.
And the blessing for Joseph. Wow. It's just a flood of beautiful, poetic language. It promises unbelievable fruitfulness, with blessings coming from the sky above, like rain and sun, and from the deep waters beneath the earth. He's painting a picture of a people who will have absolutely everything they need.
So Jacob keeps going, giving these specific, sometimes pretty cryptic prophecies for his other sons, kind of filling in the portrait of this future nation. But after all the destinies are declared, he has one last, very personal command that ties his whole life and his family's future all together.
The prophecies for the other brothers really give us this incredible mosaic. Benjamin is called a ravenous wolf, suggesting a tribe of fierce warriors. Dan is a serpent, which points to cunning and strategy. Zebulun will live by the sea, a tribe of traders. Each son gets a unique identity, a specific part to play in the grand story of Israel.
So his life's work is done. Every son's destiny has been spoken into the future. Jacob gathers the last of his strength.
he has one final, absolutely critical instruction for all of them to hear.
And his command is this. He makes his sons promise not to bury him in Egypt. He commands them, carry my body back to Canaan, to the burial cave my grandfather Abraham bought. This was the one piece of the promised land they actually owned.
You see, this is so much more than a burial request. It's his final lesson. With his last breath, Jacob is physically and spiritually turning his children's faces away from the comfort and power of Egypt. He's reminding them that Egypt isn't their home. Their true destiny, their real inheritance, is waiting for them in the land God promised.
Jacob's story is just this incredible saga of family, fate, and faith, laying the foundation for a nation with his final words. But it also kind of makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you think about the legacy of words in our own lives. I mean, how powerfully does a parent's voice truly echo through the generations?